Welcome back to A Texan Shaves. Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements 2025 Advent Calendar. Day 10. 2 more days to go, guys. Let's get into it. Down here at the bottom, I know you can't see it. I apologize. I'll need to rethink how I hang this next year. And let's get that. The bottom part's already open, but the top part's not. There we go. Trying not to rip it. Trying not to let it fall out. This is a challenge getting these open this year. There we go. All right. What is this? Interesting label. Oh no, is it really? That's not a bad oh no. That's just a surprise. Okay. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So it is called Cad's Root Beer. Hopefully you can read that. Let me see if I can get that pretty close. Cad's Root Beer. I got a feeling this is for all the people that have thought that they've smelled root beer in other soaps, but from PAA. So the ingredients: denatured alcohol, rose hydrosol, essential and fragrance oil, glycerin, aloe, benzoin resin, backwood sassafras. There we go. Let's get my nose on this. That is dark. Oh. It's not as strong a root beer as I thought it would be. It's beautiful, actually. There's a lot more to it, of course, as usual. And we're just smelling the soap, so it's not the full fragrance. Look at that. It is dark. And let's put a little bit of this splash on real quick, and then we'll go into the sales note. All right. Oh, that is nice. All right, so let's hold this up for you guys. You can pause that to read it. All right. Cad's Root Beer. Scent profile: sassafras, wintergreen. Wintergreen, that must be, yeah, wow, that's interesting. Vanilla, of course. Anise, licorice root, of course. Molasses, cinnamon, and clove. Oh, it's a spicy root beer, isn't it? There are some fellas that swear root beer smells like bay rum and vice versa. They're not way off. Bay rum and root beer are definitely kissing cousins in glass. But that's it. Both built on adventure and spice, both bubbling with nostalgia. But note, root beer isn't bay rum. It's sweeter, fizzier, and dripping with soda fountain memories. Cad's Root Beer is proof that they may share DNA, but they live in different timelines. Had to do it. Remember your first frosty mug of root beer? Let me read it in the right tone. Mine from A&W, foam clinging to my upper lip, vanilla and sassafras colliding in sweet chaos. It's the taste of dime store candy aisles and summer fairs, but now bottled as a holiday shave. Cad's Root Beer is memory with a kick. Cheers, Shave Cadets. I'm agreeing with memory with a kick. Oh, that is so nice. Ah. Okay, all right. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. That is so good. All right, let me get the gear together, get the lather made, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. For the hardware today, I am using the Phoenix Shaving Artifact Razor. You know, I forget I have this razor sometimes because I have the travel case for this that was offered, and I keep it in that instead of with my other razors, so I forget about it from time to time, but I remembered, and I thought this would be the perfect time to use it. You know, old-fashioned root beer with an old-fashioned looking vintage-style razor. Perfect. For the brush, I'm going with the Atomic Rocket. I've got a beautiful lather whipped up here. Boy, that smells so good. So good. All right, so let's get the glasses off and the face wet, and let's get this shave going. I have 24 hours growth, as usual, being that we're in Advent. I'm shaving every day. I normally shave every day, but sometimes I don't get a chance to. And beautiful. Oh, it smells good. Very spicy. Oh, it's perfect lather. You know what it really smells like? Do you remember the candy? And I'm a root beer lover, by the way. I know root beer is kind of polarizing for some people. Almost like a love it or leave it fragrance, or taste, even flavor. Fragrance, I don't know, but flavor, it's a love it or leave it. But this reminds me, do you remember the old candy? It's still around, bottle caps. This was reminding me of the root beer bottle caps, which is not a bad thing. I like the root beer bottle caps. Oh man, this is wonderful. Very nice. I am really enjoying this one. Maybe not as much as yesterday's. That sandalwood, boy, let me tell you what. This one's going to rate pretty high, but it's not going to beat Day 9. Now, that's just my personal rankings, of course. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, beautiful, beautiful first pass. All right, let's get the face weight and go for the second. So, what is your holiday spirit triggers? Is there one thing and one thing only that will trigger you and put you in the holiday spirit, the mood, the Christmas jolly festive season? Is it environmental with the weather change? Is it something that happens every year like clockwork, or is it something that has to happen or you're never in the spirit? Let me know down below what it is for you. Me, there's a number of things that can really put me in the holiday season spirit. And living in Texas, one of those that's guaranteed to work all the time is no longer there for me. I lived in Kansas, Manhattan, Kansas, for 4.5, almost 5 years. And the first year I was there was the heaviest snowstorm they had had in the past 10 years. It was literally almost hip high after just a little over 24 hours. I was outside shoveling the snow with a big grin on my face, having the time of my life, and my neighbor's over there cursing while he's shoveling. I'm like, dude, let me shovel it for you, you know? I am loving this. And the whole time I was there, that never changed. I never got tired of it. I miss a good heavy snow to this day. I mean, the flakes falling were the size of my fist sometimes. It was such a thick, heavy snow. And the peacefulness, the clean peacefulness at night when the moon's shining and you've got that white, thick layer of snow on the ground, and it's just quiet outside. No wind, no animals. They're all huddled somewhere, staying warm. The quiet, silent night, that has to be what the main part of that song is written about, because that was the definition of it. That scene I'm thinking of, that first heavy snow, sitting on my front porch at night with the moonlight, watching the sparkles in the snow from the moonlight, was incredible. That every time that first snow would hit when I lived in Kansas, instantly I was ready for hot cocoa. I was ready to go Christmas shopping. I was ready to throw the tree up, even though it wasn't even Thanksgiving yet. Snow will do that for me, 100%. And unfortunately, it is a rarity in my part of Texas. Like ultra rare. In all the time I've lived in Bryan College Station, I only remember a light dusting once. And that was probably back in 2009. Weather plays a big part of that for me, because when we get our first nice cold front, one that blows in, that usually gets me in the spirit as well, changes my mood immediately. I mean, the smell in the air changes, the feel, of course, changes, but just all of a sudden, it's almost like my view changes, my physical sight changes as well of what I'm seeing when that first good, super cold front comes through, and just instantly in the Christmas spirit. And then, of course, 3 days later, we're back to 70, 80 degrees and I lose it. But that's Texas for you. You get used to it. For some reason, I remember as a child, though, it being a lot colder for a lot longer. And but I was also living a bit further north, and they do get a bit colder there, and a lot more ice. It was always ice in Texas. No snow, just a lot of ice. But what is it for you? What are your triggers? Are there more than one? Isn't that always the case with a razor that you haven't used in a while? You forget why it's still in your den and how good it is, how much you enjoy using it. Sometimes I wonder why I collect, because I don't ever get a chance to get to them as often as I want to, the ones that I'm really enjoying. This one, I just need to remember that I have it. All right. Oh, that smells so good. All right, gonna get a rinse, come back up for the splash. My final thoughts. Be right back. All right. Beautiful, beautiful soda fountain shave. I think my favorite root beer type drink, which some people will consider it not a root beer, because it's a sarsaparilla, is Sioux City sarsaparilla. It's in the same family to me. Some people say root beer and sarsaparilla is the same thing. Some people say it isn't. So I'm not going to start that debate, but I like Sioux City sarsaparilla. I also like the root beer made by St. Arnold's Brewing Company. They're a beer company that makes a root beer, regular non-alcoholic root beer. That is amazing also. Wonderful, wonderful St. Arnold's root beer. If you ever get a chance to try it, try it. All right, let's get to this splash. In fact, now I want to go buy some St. Arnold's root beer. I am going to the grocery store after this, so maybe I will. Can't have it, diabetes, but, you know, sometimes I don't have diabetes, right? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, it smells good. Oh, yeah. Oh, it feels good. Oh, man. So root beer has a distinct sharpness to it along with its sweetness, and it's usually that anise, that licorice root, that licorice seed scent. But this one, it's a little subdued compared to what you get immediately off a really good, authentic, like fresh homemade, like brewed root beer versus versus something like Barks or something that's mass produced. Small batch, handcrafted root beers are incredible, more authentic. Try them out. I'm not a connoisseur, but I do love root beer, as you can tell. And usually there's a nice sharpness. Now there's a lot more spice in those too, which is what I'm getting here. This is like a authentic, traditional, small batch brewed root beer. Oh, with all the additional spices you don't get from Barks or Mug or unless you go to an A&W store. If you get the canned stuff out of the convenience store, it's different from what you actually get from an A&W shop. Oh, that is good. Oh, that is beautiful. Let's read through these notes one more time. Sassafras, wintergreen, vanilla. Wintergreen is the thing. That must be something keeps taking me for a little bit of left turn. And it has to be that wintergreen. It is. Yeah, that is so good in that. Man, that was a smart move. That is so good. Vanilla, anise, licorice root, molasses, of course, cinnamon and clove, of course. Man, those that are afraid of clove, it's so well blended, you're not going to get clove. It just builds. It's a stepping stone in this fragrance. It's not pronounced. So, oh, geez, that is so good. I never thought of what Douglas said in the write-up about it being adjacent to bay rum, but it makes sense now that I'm putting it together with this and the fragrances that are included in a root beer. It makes sense. It does. I've never got root beer off of bay rum. I'm not getting bay rum off this root beer at all. But I can see what he's talking about. They are cousins of sorts. Absolutely. That is so good. All right, guys. Day 10, only 2 more days left. This was Cad root beer. I realize I've been forgetting to hold this up at the end of my videos. So Cad root beer. I really like that label. Looks like D.B. Cooper's on that cola bottle there, that root beer bottle. Beautiful. Find your peace in what and where you can. Have the merriest of Christmas. We'll see you next time on Texan Shades. Goodbye.